Hi, my name is Joe Valentina. Welcome to my presentation on Salmonella. Salmonella is a unique threat for the public health nurse, considering that it does not differentiate between any person, class, socioeconomic status, or otherwise. So what is Salmonella? Salmonella is a bacteria that is closely related to the Escherichia genus and is found all over the world in both cold-blooded and warm-blooded animals, as well as in the environment. These bacteria cause illnesses like typhoid fever, paratyphoid fever, and foodborne illness. Salmonella is named for the pathologist who discovered it over 100 years ago, Daniel Elmer Salmon. Please note, more information can be found by going to the Wikipedia article on Salmonella listed in the bottom right side of the screen. On this website, you find a great deal of information about Salmonella from a microbiological perspective. So what does the Salmonella bacteria cause? It causes salmonellosis. From the CDC website on Salmonella, one can find a great deal of information regarding salmonellosis. What are the health implications related to Salmonella? From the CDC website, here we can read, most persons affected with Salmonella develop diarrhea, fever, and abdominal cramps 12 to 72 hours after infection. The illness usually lasts 4 to 7 days, and most persons recover without treatment. However, in some persons, the diarrhea may be so severe that the patient needs to be hospitalized. In these patients, the infection may spread from the intestines to the bloodstream, then to other body sites, and can cause death unless the person is treated promptly with antibiotics. The elderly, infants, and those with impaired immune systems are more likely to have a severe illness. According to the epidemiologic triangle, the host, agent, and environment are identified. The hosts can be anything from reptiles, frogs, birds, produce, eggs, anything raw or uncooked that may, in some point in the process, have been exposed to animal feces. The agent is clearly, in this case, the Salmonella bacteria. The environment are the external factors that allow disease transmission. For example, poor hand hygiene, poor cooking practices. So beware. Pets, even those that seem harmless, even the cleanest pet has a real chance of getting you sick. And do not eat raw cookie dough. Bake thoroughly. So to break the triangle requires education. Learn how to cook food properly and clean kitchenware thoroughly. Don't eat raw cookie dough. And exercise at all times proper hand hygiene. How do humans usually contract salmonellosis? Typically, epidemiology is characterized by the agent-host-environment triangle. In this case, it does apply, but the web of causation model is more representative. As you can see from this little diagram, salmonellosis, which is zoonotic, which means it can be spread from animals to humans and humans to animals, is a disease which has a more complicated path than just simply from the agent to the host to the environment. For instance, using this diagram, we can see that a school child could be playing in a playground where bird droppings have fallen into a pond, which have been contaminated with salmonella. The child could return home to their family where their parent may be a food service worker, they could be pet owners, the pet could get ill or not even show signs or symptoms, but simply be infected with the salmonella bacteria, who can then bring it back to the parent food service worker, to other children who may pet the animal, who then can bring it to school, and the cycle can start all over again until enough has built up in somebody's system in order for them to fall ill. Many different vectors have been identified. Some examples include imported black and red pepper used in salami products, pet turtle exposure, exposure to aquatic frogs, and even dog food has been found to be contaminated by Salmonella infections. Other vectors include eggs, pets, ponds, wild birds, meats, vegetables, even human observers. The role of the public health nurse includes the usual primary, secondary, and tertiary prevention measures. For primary prevention, the most important thing is to educate. Proper handling of animals, hand hygiene, and the proper temperatures for cooking. For example, I found the following truncated list on the foodsafety.gov website, www.foodSafety.gov/keep/charts/mintemp, mintemp.html. On this site, there is a fantastic amount of information which can help the nurse to educate his or herself as well as the public. Secondary prevention includes early detection and treatment. On the CDC website, there is a guide to confirming the diagnosis in foodborne disease. Includes general descriptive criteria and confirmation tests that have been used by the National Foodborne Disease Outbreak Surveillance System for many years. On this page, there are bacterial, chemical, parasitic, and viral references. Should a public health nurse encounter a foodborne disease, such as Salmonella, they should report it. Again, on the Center for Disease Control and Prevention website, there's information on how to go about reporting. I would like to draw your attention to a 24/7 phone number that is available, an 800 number, which is 1-800-CDC-INFO. The CDC maintains several means of surveillance in preventing foodborne disease outbreaks. These sites are a representative list of what is available at this time for controlling foodborne disease outbreaks. It has been found that some hypervirulent Salmonella could overwhelm vaccines. There are a number of Salmonella vaccines in the works, but nothing is on the market yet, and already they have found problems in that some Salmonella bacteria can overwhelm vaccines by being 100 times more infectious than normal. In this case, the Salmonella enterica bug could infect and kill vaccinated animals. This is driven by altered genes in the bacterium's genome. Be sure to check back frequently at the CDC website to find out what may be available as far as vaccines for Salmonella for your patients. Please note that the public health nurse, in conclusion, is an essential healthcare provider to preventing an illness from becoming an outbreak. Thank you.